Hello, my friends, and welcome to episode 146 of the Kiss Army Nation podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Pasquale Veri.
And I am Claudio Spera. Welcome to the show, everyone.
Ace Frehley has released, in my opinion, the best album he's ever done. Why was it so great? Because he's in a good place, because he's writing about something he knows and something that is close to his heart. Now, of course, I give credit for the success of the album to Ace, Steve, all the great musicians who played behind the scenes. But there is one person who I believe was integral to the success of this album, and that is our next guest, Lara Cove. This album is an ode to her. A quote from her Instagram says it all. I aspire to inspire. And that is exactly what I believe she did for Ace. It is a true honor to have Lara on our show and to get to know her together through her experiences, her art, her philosophies. Kiss Army, please welcome Lara Cove. Welcome, my good friend.
Hey. It's great to be here.
Oh, great
so
to
nice
have you
to
here.
have you, Lara. So nice to have you. We can't thank you enough for making yourself time, for your busy schedule. But this is gonna be a lot of fun. So it's gonna be a lot of fun, and we want to know more about you. So thank you very much for being here.
Great.
No, and you're the sweetest thing. We just saw your live feed just before we came on the show, and you were mentioning us. I think that was fantastic. Thank you.
Oh my God. And I actually went live, and then I was babbling, and it's like delete. And then I went back and did it again. I was like, okay, I'm with it now.
Yeah, it's great. It was great.
I hope no one saw it.
Lovely. So, Lara, just to get us going, we want to know more about you. And as we said, so can you tell us about that young Lara growing up, her experiences, her influences that helped shape who she is today?
Well, okay. So I am Greek. I was born in Greece. I was raised in Greece, and I came over here to the United States when I was like 10 years old. Been here ever since, but I do a lot of traveling back and forth. And I have to say, the people who have influenced me the most are my dad and my mom, my family, huge influence. As far as the art bug, that came from my dad. He's an artist, and he did that for a living. He was a commercial artist, fashion illustrator back when, before computers and AI and all that. He actually had to draw the models and paint them, and all the catalogs, Butterick. I don't know if you guys remember, like Caldors. I mean, we're going way back now. I'm dating myself, but yeah. And ever since I was little, I liked going in his studio and messing around with his work. Yeah, he loved me for that. And I do believe that my love for art and my passion for art definitely came from my father. Mm-hmm. And, my mother is that strong Greek woman, and always taught me to be strong and to work hard and to, be a good person, be a good role model. And, I went to school, I studied to be a teacher, hence role model. And I taught for 15 years before I just said bye-bye to the teaching profession as a whole. But, I still substitute, my kids are still in school. I don't know. Every now and then I feel the need to be in front of the classroom. I don't know. It's in me. And I do love to teach. I mean, that's just been my life, really. Even as a young girl, I taught, I was a personal trainer. I taught aerobics. It was just me always in front of people. I guess I always felt the need to talk and have something to say. I always wanted to, show that I felt strong about ideas and my philosophies, my just my world. And together, this is it.
This is. I think this is going to be. We're going to be maybe off tangent a couple of times because just what you're saying. It's so fascinating to me. First off, I didn't know that you were Greek, and If from where in Greece? So I just want to know.
Athens, Greece. I was born in
Athens.
Athens. My whole family's there. My parents live there. Um, my brother is here. I have a brother.
Okay.
I have three half siblings as well, but that's it. We're all older. We're in our life. You don't get to see each other like you did when you were younger or whatever. And I hate it, because I am a very family oriented person,
Right.
and having my parents in their old age in Greece while I'm here is definitely daunting at times. I like that. I would love for them to come back. We'll see. You don't know. Never
Exactly.
know.
Exactly. We had the chance with my wife to do a little bit of a trip to Greece last year, for the first time. And we loved it so much. The people are so nice, so warm. It's
that's
a hell of,
wonderful.
but not only because of the beauty of the places, but mostly the people. We were fascinated, and we want to come back, anytime. It's beautiful.
We are a warm people. We are very welcoming, definitely. And, you know, uh, they call Greece the poor little rich country. My mother always just said that we're the poor little rich country because, yes, people struggle there. The
Mm,
economy isn't great, but people live like they love life,
exactly. Yeah.
and they
They're so
live
happy.
for that. They live to have
Yeah.
that good life. They like
Yeah.
good food. They're going to sit, have their coffee. They have their siestas. I'm thinking,
Enjoy
hey, it
life.
can't be that bad
Yeah.
if they're, taking breaks. I mean, they literally close shop for
Yeah.
2 hours in the middle of the day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. That's
what?
right.
They don't do
Yeah.
that here, but okay. So
Enjoying life. Enjoying
enjoying
life.
life, right? And
Mhm.
I mean, my grandmother lived to be almost 100 years old. I come from longevity, thank God.
Wow.
And my dad's in his 90s. Ugh, my mom, she's up there too. She'll kill me if I tell you her age. So I'll
We're
leave
gonna
that
edit.
out.
We're gonna cut it in the edit.
I'll leave that. But she's very lively, and I definitely have that from her. My
Beautiful.
dad's more calm, but that's probably his age. He used to be a beast, he used to bodybuild.
Wow.
No, no,
Wow.
yeah, he
Wow.
was he was a beast.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah. So okay.
Past mentioned that in the opening a very nice, quote from you saying, "I aspire to inspire." So,
Mhm.
I mean, try to ask you. So, what are some of your philosophies to help you navigate and make sense of the world around you? Because it shows that you're so special, and even through
Thank
your
you.
posts on social media and everything, it shows something unique. So, what is it? What is your philosophy to live your life?
My philosophy has changed so many times. Um, and we live in a world that's ever changing. You grow up thinking one way, and then as you get older and you go through all your experiences, the good, the bad, you tend to formulate different philosophies along the way. So fast forward to now, my ripe old age, I'm going to be 55 this year. I've been through quite a bit. Didn't have like this wonderful, like easygoing kind of, but I think for me, the most important thing is don't dwell on the negative.
Hmm.
Don't let it harness you and take hold of you because it's very easy to go into that dark place, that dark corner, and just let it take over your existence. And I learned through all my experiences that, you know what, Lara? No one's going to be around to save your ass. You have to get up. You have to still work hard. You got to go up there, get up, show up. That's right. Get up and show up, and try and do it with a smile, because I feel like when I'm smiling at the devil. I'm smiling at that the devil is trying to bring it down. With all the craziness in the world, it's very easy, I think, to just kind of let it take hold of you. And, being a teacher, I used to, I have to mold these little minds, these children, right? They have to see a person who can take charge, right? And they can feel safe. That was the most important thing. to feel safe, to bring that feeling into the classroom. So, going through whatever the tidal wave of life, I had to take my own advice.
That's right.
My own teachings and say, Lara, you just have to, be strong, take accountability for your actions, never point the finger. Sometimes you look in the mirror and you got to say, hey, I did this. Yeah, I'm here because of me, and I got to get myself out of it, because no one's going to save you. There's no Superman. There's no one coming to save you. And, you gotta just believe and forge ahead. That's what I've done. And I don't regret anything in my life, anything, not my divorces, not my breakups, not my heartaches, nothing, because all of those things made me who I am today. And exactly. I, quite frankly, like who I am. I love who I am. Even with my flaws, we all have them. So navigating through life, it's an adventure.
It is. That's life.
It is an adventure. So you got to just take it day by day. And, and it's, and I enjoy the journey. I do, because it really is all about the journey and not the destination. And, and I do aspire to inspire. It really being an artist and painting, I love to make people feel something, and hopefully something good. And I want them to know that, I'm not just, here's my art and hope you like it. I really enjoy reading people's comments. I really do spend time reading their comments and answering. I try to answer everybody's. My audience has grown, but I do know it is a big reason is because, I am with Ace and people know I'm with him, and, and I appreciate it all. I don't take it at all for granted. Every day I'm grateful, like every day. So.
But, the more and more we talk, I think that your fans and people who follow your work, they relate to you, and maybe they're not even Kiss fans. That's how I feel.
Yeah, well, I started my Art of Glass almost 10 years ago, little tiny page, and it's grown over time. I had somewhat of a following. It's definitely bigger now, but I'm not being like, I have this big following, and I'm not to say that I'm careful, but I want to be responsible. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of people listening. There's a lot of people watching, all of the time. Yeah. And, not to be fake. I'm not fake, I'm me, but I don't take that for granted. Not 1 second. And, like now I feel like I've got one huge classroom, not 20 kids, but I feel like I have a lot of people that listen in, that pay attention, that do appreciate my art. Oh my God. I feel blessed and grateful, honestly, every day. And I don't even think I'm like that amazing, And so I am really just, flattered beyond.
It just makes you happy. It just makes you happy.
Yeah, and it makes me happy. I love to paint, and to be able to do something you love, it doesn't feel, you've heard it, right? It doesn't feel like work if you love to do it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like, this like horrible job that you have to do. It's you love it, and then you know what? You've arrived. If you're doing something that you enjoy, even if it doesn't make $1 million,
That's right.
You love it.
You see, it's funny, these few minutes we've been talking right now, I feel like I connect with you, and I know you, because really? I truly believe a lot of these philosophies that you're talking about, I share them myself. I'm a teacher myself, and
yes,
as a teacher, I think we're all artists, because those students are our works of art, and it's almost scary, the responsibility we have to those students, to shape their minds, to help them navigate through this world. And we have to be on all the time for those kids. There is no taking a break. It's 100%. All about them.
100%. I took my maternity leave, and that's when I slowly started pulling away, because I moved far away. My job was an hour away, and traveling and all that. It just became like a big deal. I left just before like the internet exploded. Like, not the internet. We had internet, but like just this whole look, it's gotten crazy in the last 10 years, and um and it is scary to know that children are exposed to so much so young, so early. And even as a parent, I had a hard time like trying to control it and make sure my kids weren't like watching weird stuff or whatever. It really is a huge responsibility, I think, to be a teacher nowadays. Huge. And parents, a lot of times, they're like, oh, yeah, go to school, run along, and hoping that, we'll do 90% of the work.
Something will happen. That's right. Yeah.
We'll do 90% of the work, but it's tough. It's tough. Teachers, man, they don't get enough credit. So being one, because I don't think you ever stop being a teacher. Especially after you get your degree, it's in you.
Yeah,
that's it. And it's a huge responsibility. We don't get enough credit.
Yeah, like I said, a teacher is in a sense an artist, and you're an artist on so many levels. Yes, exactly. So besides teaching, who is Lara as an artist?
What am I? You know what? I am a Renaissance artist. It's like brush and paint for me. I didn't study. I didn't go to school for art. I just loved it. And I definitely took it for granted as a young girl, as a teenager even. I just thought, whatever. I took it for granted. It was a talent that was definitely, I was born with. And I'm telling you, it took like a very, that crazy moment in my life to make me reflect and go, I got to paint. Sometimes you just need that like experience. It could be a bad one. It could be something that makes you say, I need to go back inside and rediscover myself, like really find myself again. Because we get lost in the mix.
Yeah.
Things happen in life. We get lost in it. It's very easy to get lost in it. And I found myself back in with my art. It started on glass. That's why it's called my art of glass. But I have now kind of shifted my focus, and it's mainly on canvas. And look, honestly, guys, at first I was doing it because I wanted to make money, painting on glass. And I really think that's the thing that captured people's interest, because it was very unconventional, the art that I did on glass, and portraits and movie stars and rock stars or whatever. It just grew. It just changed and morphed. So I'm morphing. I'm transforming. I feel like a butterfly, kind of just it changes over time. So just paint, brush. Yeah, no computer graphics. Although I would love to learn that too. It's very fascinating to me. So I'm always willing to learn new stuff. I'm not like
always
stubborn.
And Lara, how can our listeners get a hold of your work? How can they have access to your work?
All right. Well, that's the thing. So I don't have a website yet. I'm working on it. I did. Something went crazy. I don't know. Something happened, and I'm starting over again. So right now I go through the, meta business with Facebook. I have my Facebook page. It's been great. People find me there. They inbox me. I am very, open with all my information. I tell them exactly what I have, what I do, how much, etc. And it's been good, but I know it could be better. I should have, shop on the on my Facebook page or something where people can click and see everything, and I don't.
It'll come.
I don't know how to do that.
It'll come. It'll come.
But but it's been fun. I have to say, I have no complaints at all. And I live in my studio. I love it in here. It's cozy. I'm in here right now. So yeah.
So I don't know much about art, and I can't afford originals, so I buy prints. But I saw a video that you posted online. You were coming back from the rock cruise, And you mentioned a concept I never heard of, G-clay.
Yes.
Now,
Okay.
first, explain to our listeners we have not seen the video, what does that mean? What is G-clay?
Okay, so G clay is really it's a print. It's a print, but what makes it different is the ink. So it's a better ink that they use, and it won't fade over time. It'll last forever, kind of thing. And it is more expensive.
Mhm.
Um, but I consider my prints G clay. Now I don't use that as super expensive print, but I do get good quality prints. So what makes mine G clay is I paint over them
Yeah.
and then I varnish them. So they are
Ah,
100%. And of course, when I'm painting and I add, accent paint and touch ups and all that, um, I always go over the top. I don't just do a couple of brush strokes. I get so into it again. And I'm like, look at this. I just created another one up.
it's a new one. That's
Like
right.
I just created another one up. Um, and it really is. It's a mixed media piece, and it's again another one of a kind. Even though it looks like a reproduction, I add all these little extras. And now, of course, I on the most popular print right now is the Ace Then and Now, where Ace's face is split down the middle, right?
Mhm.
His younger self, on the bottom end, and then the top end is his current, more recent image. Those became super popular, and now I offer additional artwork on there. So it's give me your two favorite song titles from Ace. I do all this graffiti font on there because I'm really good with font. And then I paint like a really cool spaceship, and it just makes it a little more fun, different. Definitely different. Every one I've given looks nothing like the last that
It
I have
makes it
sent out.
unique, right? It's a unique
Very
piece.
unique. Yeah,
Beautiful.
very unique. And yes, so those became popular. But and I hate to say this, I mean, eventually I'm gonna have to go on my page and say, but I am gonna do limited edition now because I'm working on like these bigger projects, and so I'm just gonna do like a 30 more limited edition, and that's it. So I think that's probably gonna be maybe another month, and I'm going to put that print to rest for a while.
Mhm. But
Yeah.
it's interesting because in a sense, you're not selling prints. You're always selling original art of one form
Art.
or
I'm
another.
selling art. Exactly. So yeah, I was talking to my friend about the G clay, and I told her, I mean, should I like go into this and see? She was, Lara, they are G clay because think of all the work you do after the fact. So you get
Mhm.
the print, it's on a wonderful, gallery wrap canvas, and you're painting over it like a
Mhm.
lot of paint, not just a little, like the hair, the eyes. I'm like going over everything, and glitter, and all this really like cool little things that just come to me. I just get into it. That's my problem. Not It's not a problem, but
It's a good
I
thing.
should be able to just say, okay, I'm done. That's it. Next. No, I'm there hours later. My kids will be like, you still doing that print? Like, I know, I need to wrap it up. But yeah, I love it that much. So it's, even if you're getting a G clay, a reproduction of a print, whatever, I'm putting my whole heart and soul in it,
Mhm.
regardless.
Hmm.
Yeah, every single one.
I actually met you at the New York, New Jersey Kiss Expo. I believe it was in 2018,
Oh
2019.
my God,
And
really?
I remember your table. It was the art on glass. So you had a lot of
Yeah,
Kiss on glass and things like that. Um,
yes.
you touched on it a bit on the episode. Can you tell us a little bit more about this particular art form?
My glass art, you mean?
Yeah.
I know, and I retired that recently. It's really taken its toll on my eyes.
Hmm.
Um, so that whole set, because it was literally every member from Kiss ever to be in Kiss, belonged to a customer that wanted those glasses. It wasn't like, oh, I'm this big, huge Kiss fan and I'm painting all the Kiss members, on glass. It just so happened that over time, this person kept asking me for a new glass and a new glass. Next thing I know, there's all 11 members.
Oh,
And so I borrowed the set from him so that I can display it on the table, because it is very impressive and it is beautiful.
Yeah.
And they are. I mean, just like anything else, I pictures don't do them justice. Video doesn't do it justice. No matter how close up I go, it you got to see it in person. So I painted on glass with enamel. And enamel is like a form of acrylic, but it dries and adheres to the glass when you cure it. Now, you can either cure it by letting it dry for 30 days on a shelf somewhere, or you can bake it like at 350 degrees. So yeah, I used to bake my art. And but it was quicker that way, and this way I can ship it and done. The only thing I found with doing that is it did dull the colors, the heat. So the yellow wasn't that beautiful canary yellow anymore. It turned into like a beige mustardy color. And then I said, oh, that's not good. And then I found myself having to paint over it. And then, so I used to tell my customers, look, I'm sending the glass, just don't do anything with it for 30 days. Let it dry. Be careful, wash it, but hand wash it. Don't throw it in your dishwasher with everything else. I don't think anybody would do that, because my glasses are expensive. So I got to say, they're not cheap. I'm hand painting each one, and it would take weeks for me sometimes to finish it. And, because I'd have other things going on. It's not like that's all I did. And it did take its toll on me after all. My eyesight is not what it was. Holding a 3-pound mug for hours like this, it just started getting to me. And I knew, maybe I need to just put that on the side for now. I'd love to do it again, but not yet. I have things coming up this year, maybe in the next year, and I really want to grow my body of work. That's important to me now.
That's great.
Yeah.
Lara, so you always said about how relatable you are, and how you like to meet people and get to know your audience. And so the first question is, what are your thoughts about the KISS Army? Speaking of fans and people who relate to you, what do you think about the KISS Army?
They're devoted. They're very devoted, and I mean, when you love something so much, you don't just love it for the music. You love it for what it does to you. I mean, most of these people grew up on it. It's why they picked up the guitar, or why they sang, or why they're in the band. I mean, those guys, they have inspired so many musicians, so many artists. I mean, some of them are famous. Some of these fans, they've been inspired from KISS, and today they are inspiring their own fans. It's just it's amazing. So what do I think about it? I think it's great. I think I respect that. I respect that kind of devout and inspiring
that loyalty, right? So it's
absolutely. And it's funny, a lot of them are, they stick up for their band too, because back in the day, whatever, some people thought KISS was not great. And they would really defend them. Defend them with honor, and I thought, wow. But there's a lot of that. I mean, if you're not like a KISS Army, there's other fans who are, crazy Beatle fans, or rock, Rolling Stones. They each have their own really devoted fan group. So, and I respect that. I do. I don't think it's like, oh, look, it's crazy, all these people so into KISS. I don't feel that way at all. I feel like it's a community, and
exactly. It feels like family, so it's
I see what's going on in the back there.
That's right.
I mean, wow. I can't help but look, I see some beautiful art back there, and posters, and
it's beautiful.
So I think it's great.
I think it's a way to connect, with either collecting or listening to music or buying stuff.
Yes.
It's a way of
Yes.
showing love, and yeah, that's what it is. And so let me ask you, so outside of Kiss, who is your audience for your artwork? So
I gotta say, there's other artists because, believe it or not, a lot of them inbox me privately and they'll ask questions or they'll say, "Oh, look what I just painted,"
oh,
or, "What do you think of this?" And or I'll ask questions. I don't know it all, I mean, I'm being followed and that's great. And I appreciate it. But a lot of these people are super talented. Like, wow. Okay. And, I follow them back. I do. I follow them back. And there's a lot to learn from each other. So I
mhm.
respect that. So yeah, they'll inbox me, they'll show me their work. Some of them, they just want to talk or say, I went through a really rough patch. I want to put my work out there, but I'm embarrassed. And then I feel my philosophical side coming out and taking them under my wing and saying, hey, listen, art deserves to be shown, it deserves to be seen, the world needs to see it.
Mhm,
It's
mhm.
true.
Yeah,
And
it
no
is.
one should ever, when you're painting, I mean, no one should ever feel like, oh, this is awful. Like that. I've never felt a moment in time where I painted, even if it wasn't the best, I never felt like, oh, I wish I never did that. I always feel better afterwards. It's
Yeah,
therapeutic, guys.
yeah, absolutely.
There's therapy there. I mean, they even have, there is such a thing, art
Yeah,
therapy.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So,
It's interesting because it seems that, everything you do in your life, it's in a sense a form of art. You know,
yes,
the way you use social media is
yes.
very artistic. You're very social media savvy as a result of that.
I
No,
know.
well, when I watch your videos, I mean, I'll say it again. I feel like I know you. Like you're humble, down to earth, very much approachable, and it really comes off on the screen like it is right now as well.
Thank
So,
you.
what do you think? I mean, how exactly do you use social media to connect with your audience? Because that's very important as well.
Oh, I guess, doing the live segments, I could even be going through something sometimes, and I just want to, like I did before, I was nervous. Oh, hey guys, what y'all doing right now?
Yeah.
Or I might be feeling inspired to share something. Um, uh, I mean, I don't get super personal, okay, but enough to make people realize that hey, it's okay to not feel great sometimes. It's okay if you're feeling down or something's going on in your life or there's people. That's the good thing about social media. I do believe that a lot of people do use it for their own, like, not therapy, but it makes them feel better. Something
Yeah,
about putting yourself out there, even if it's a picture. Oh, here, I'm at a red light. Let me take a selfie, smile. Hey, here, everybody
yeah.
see, I'm feeling good today. And I felt that even before my art class. Like it really did help, like try and get my mind off maybe the awful things going on in the
Hmm.
world or in my bubble and just communicate with others
Yeah.
through social media. I met some great people on social
Hmm.
media that I'm like friends with now. It's crazy.
Hmm.
Like you really can develop relationships and friendships through social media with people you've like never met,
True.
Yeah.
ever met. They could be on the opposite side of the country, and next thing you know, you're like sharing your deepest, darkest secrets,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
you're just sharing, and then you think, did I just overshare? But it's,
It's
but
true.
it I was I don't think it's awful. Sometimes people will say, "Oh, that person's airing their dirty laundry on social media." Then you got to think about where that might be coming from. That person might be suffering internally. There's something going on in their life. They might
Hmm.
be reaching out, and this is the only way they know
Yeah.
how.
Yeah.
So, hey, if you think that person's in a dark place, reach out to them, inbox them, something private. Maybe send them a hotline number if you think they're in trouble.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Helping. Yeah, that's right.
it's I like to think that the majority of the people are good. There's
Yeah.
some bad eggs out there, but I like to think that my audience, the majority of my audience, are cool people. They're cool
Mm-hmm.
people. They have something to offer, and they're from all over, which really makes it interesting. New Zealand and England, and like what? I never had such a broad audience, so it's cool, and I welcome it.
Mm-hmm. I also think you use your social media skills to Ace's benefit. I love the videos, Ace at the grocery store, at Walmart. And it made him relatable, within reach. You feel like
Yeah, you're
him
right.
on a personal level,
Yeah,
And then
yeah,
I listened to 10,000 Volts and I just loved it. And I believe I loved it because I understood it, because I felt like I
yeah.
understood him and also understood you. Now, was there a conscious effort on your part to get Ace more out there?
I gotta say, in the beginning, and he told me I never did these before. I would do the live thing at his shows. And only because I was like, oh my God, this is so cool. I want to share it with people. I want them to see this. This is great. I'm like in behind the scenes. I want people to see this. It's great. And that, you get some people that are not into it, or they're going to say something. And then most of the people love it. And I told this, I'm like, this is a really good thing for you, because there's so many people that can't get to your show. There are people overseas that can't get to this show, and I think it's a great idea. And he's like, wow, you know what? You're right. And no one's ever done that for me before. And I'm like, okay, well, why don't we test the water, see where this goes? But really, at the end of the day, all the videos, like, you see him in Walmart and ShopRite, and that's not me. His record company hired this wonderful social media specialist guy. He does this for a living. It's what he does. And he'll come and, he'll capture content once every couple of weeks. And it was also because of the new album coming out. So, they're trying to create a buzz, right? But now this whole new thing is happening.
Yeah.
Right. So people want to see more of Ace, like shopping or fishing, all these little hobbies that he has, because at the end of the day, the guy is human. People see him as this rock star. And I said that to him, people want to see the behind the scenes, they want to see that you're not always on, that you fumble or you do, not so that they can pick you apart, but because it makes them relate to you more, right? Yeah. So you relate more to a celebrity who's like kind of just, I don't know, shopping at A&P or whatever, and they're, getting their food. You see them come in the car in sweats. Like, it's relatable. It makes you really say, wow, you know what? They're human. And they shouldn't be treated all the time as if they can never fail or they can never have an off moment, because that's not fair.
Yeah, that's right.
We all have off moments. They have off moments. Ace has off moments. But, he's that guy. He always wants to look amazing. He's really into grooming himself and looking good. And I commend him on that. I think that's wonderful that he really, he's like, what's happening to the world today? People don't dress up anymore, he said to me. People just like walking around in their pajamas. I don't get it. I'm like, well, we come from that time where we took pride in our appearance. Not that people don't now, but I just see the youth, for example. A lot of the kids, the young kids today, they're walking out in their slippers and pajamas. Like, why? You look like you didn't brush your teeth. Like, you should kind of like try to, put yourself together. I'm not raising my kids that way. I won't let them out the door. Let's just say that for one. But no, he takes pride in that, and he wants to look good for his fans and all of that. I mean, he tries 100%, 100,000%, practicing all of it. Just, so he said, I don't know if I want to do shows, but these little segments are all people need. They don't need like a 1 hour long show, all he needs like, Ace of CBS or something, or Ace driving or hanging out with his dog. I mean, people, I mean, he's so funny too. It's not like, boring. It's like, Oh my God, it's terrible. Um, so yeah, I mean, but he has a social media guy. I mean, it's not me doing all that. And I
Okay.
appreciate the credit, but I can't take it. I do the live shows and his tour manager does too sometimes. So I'm not at all of them,
Okay.
I can't just pick up and go every time. Um, I'll go to the good stuff. Yeah. Oh, wait, you're gonna tour in Hawaii? I'll be right there. No
I'll be
problem.
there with you. Of
Yeah.
course, of course.
Oh, Florida? Yeah. Miami. Yeah, I'll go to that one.
But I think that all of this, kind of circles back to what we were saying at the beginning, so that he seems to be at a very happy place, and it all kind of gets together, as you said before, the social media guy, but even when you studied, from the side of the stage, when you studied to do the live streamings, I remember that I would have loved to go and see Ace, but as you said before, sometimes we don't have the chance. He doesn't come to Canada too often. And when you did that, you could feel this kind of sense of humbleness that you're recording. Like nothing was like staged or scripted. It was so
Yeah.
fun, so much fun, and I loved it because I felt that you were one of us. A fan there. On the side of the stage, and. And now everything going with people having the chance to relate to Ace, having these short things, because he wasn't out there in the past. It was really
Right.
really hard to find him. And
Yeah.
now, speaking of that, so how important do you think that social media is today to the success of an artist?
I think it's 100% important. I do now because this is how people connect.
Yeah.
I'm more than TV. I mean, people are on their phones, people are on their iPads, people are on their computers, on their laptops. I mean, I don't always love that because I feel like we're missing out on real life.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like get out of the house. Um, but if you're an artist or if you're trying to put your craft out there or your talent out there for the world to see, it's important because
It is.
you can connect with so many more people,
Yeah.
so many more. All you got to do is hashtag, and you've already, reached like another. I don't know how many thousands. And in his case, even more so, I think he's starting to realize more now how, wow, I've reached 3 million people. I mean, I don't reach 3 million people, but, but I mean, the numbers go up. And the more you go on and you post or whatever, there's this algorithm that's happening. And the next thing you know, you're creating a larger fan base, a larger audience. And I do believe that has a lot to do with mine as well, because I'm on my page a lot. I mean, it's my page, of course, but I monitor it. I can't pay someone to do it for me, and I wouldn't want to. I like that connection. So, I'll post a quote, I'll post a picture, I'll post my progress on my work, or maybe I'll do a throwback or a funny video or just whatever I'm feeling at that moment. I'm feeling like I want to make someone laugh. I'm going to put a funny joke in there, or a funny video. Like there is no script.
Yeah.
Is what I'm saying. It's just, I'm just going with it. And every day is different, every day. So then that's how I treat my page. That's how I treat the internet. So I treat social media. I know that most times, you got to have some kind of, not a script, but, there's an end to it. Like, what are you trying to achieve? Kind of thing. To me,
kind of frame it.
I love to inspire people. I want my art out there. Of course, I want more people to see it. I mean, isn't that why, right? We paint. Exactly. I paint for myself, but what it does for me, I want it to do for someone else. And if I can have a big audience feel something, oh my God, I feel like I've to something,
Right. Yeah. And and there's a lot of good things about being out there on the social media, but there's also a dark side of it. And
Oh,
you
yeah.
mentioned that before. So how do you try, because you can never be 100% sure, though, how do you try to avoid that, to get on the dark side of social media? Is
You
there a
know,
moment where you kind of, pull the plug and you say, well, enough is enough? And
well, look, I've had some people, look, and I still do, but I have people that will say something very negative, say something very crass, disgusting, whatever, that doesn't go with, along my guidelines. Like, I want to
okay,
create a nice, safe environment for everybody where we can share and, you know,
yeah,
communicate, right? I want to
positive.
create that platform. I don't want it to be where suddenly there's people arguing amongst themselves and there's this chaos. And I mean, there's nasty people out there, very nasty and haters, whatever you want to
Yeah,
call them. I just, I do that. I pull the plug. I'm sorry. I don't think this platform is for you. This page is for you. There's
okay.
pages for you, but not mine. Goodbye.
Mhm. Okay,
Good.
Respectfully. And
please.
that's it. I don't get into it. I don't,
No,
but
no.
lately I've been getting inbox messages really disgusting, like, hey, sexy, like
Right,
Oh,
right.
one
wow.
of those, like, okay, block. But
Yeah,
you get that. It's that's been happening since the beginning of Facebook,
true,
all of it.
true.
Ever since we had social media,
Hmm.
MySpace. I mean, it's just that's where it all began. So
Yeah,
you
yeah.
just got to know when to say when and not to engage.
Yeah, not to engage.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's what it is. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Laura, I'm an ethics teacher, and one of the things I do in my class, we try to understand teens through their music. So I have kids choose a song that they feel that they could relate to, or that
Yeah.
teens in general relates to. So, and we sit back and we listen to the music in class, and it's fantastic experience because I feel like I get to know the kids a lot better, and we get to know each other a lot better. The power of music is really something
Yeah.
else. And
Oh, yeah.
listen to 10,000 Volts. I love that album so much because it really, for me, it's the first Ace album where I relate to it on an emotional level because through the social media videos, again, I feel like Ace is relatable. Like I know him and I see you in the videos. I feel like I know
Yeah.
you. So it's really important
Yeah.
that we connect to the music, but also to the artist. Do you agree? Is it
Hmm.
important for fans to connect on some level with that particular artist?
Yeah, absolutely. You want to know the person you're listening to, the music that they're playing for you. You want to know them on a deeper level, not on a creepy level,
Yeah.
Mhm.
deeper, as in, kind of person is he? Oh, I wish I could hang out with him. He's cool to hang out. He looks cool to hang out with, like
Yeah.
that kind of feeling. You want to do that, but I think Ace had that long before social media.
Mhm.
He just, um, he was always that guy who he even told me back when he was in Kiss, I hung out with the crew, playing
Yeah,
cards
yeah.
with the crew.
Hmm.
I He was that guy. He never felt above anybody, and to this day he doesn't. I don't think I'm that great,
Mhm.
he says, but others will beg to differ, and that's what I mean. That humbleness, that modesty. It's real. It's not phony. It's not,
Yeah.
just going to
Yeah.
play that off. It's real. And there's a very magnetic, but yet there's an innocence to him. I don't know how to put it.
Now, with Ace,
Like,
what you see is what you get, and you can't
yeah, I
fake
mean,
that.
I don't say innocent like he's innocent. Like, we know what he's done. We know who he's been and what he's done in his life, and he's lived a million lives. But there's this part of him that I feel is like a youthfulness to him. I don't know how to put it.
Mm.
Yeah,
The
makes
things he
sense.
says, he's very wise. He'll say things that are just very clean cut, and I'm like, damn, you're right. That just that one simple phrase you just said to me just totally fixed my whole demeanor or my
Hmm.
thought process or whatever.
Hmm.
um yeah, so it's nice for his fans to see that outside.
Yeah.
I think social media is great for that as long as it's monitored and not out of control.
Yeah, healthy. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know, just like anything else, you know,
yeah,
everything
exactly.
within reason. You know, you just don't want it to take off and suddenly, you know, you can't pull back.
Yeah,
Um, with whatever. So I think these little segments, these one-offs, these, you know, I mean, and he is involved. I don't want to say like, oh, it's just his social media guy. You know, he'll say things on his own too. So, and it's, you know, it's good to see that he wants to engage, but you know, he's so busy. I gotta tell you guys,
Oh, I can
even
imagine.
yesterday, yeah, he's doing interviews like all day. It's, you know, I never knew it was gonna be that much. So he's a busy guy. You know, it's not like he's on social media playing all day long.
Yeah. So I'm curious. What are your thoughts about that 10,000 volts?
I love it. I love it. Absolutely love it. I mean, and before it came out, you know, I was lucky enough to have like the copy before it came out, you know, so I was listening it in my car constantly, and I had a new favorite every time.
Hmm.
And the ones that I thought, oh, you know, that's one's okay. I really like it. Now
Yeah.
I'm like,
yeah.
oh my God,
It
I love
grows.
that.
It grows on
And
you. Yeah.
I'm like going back and listening to it again and
Right.
again, and I'm finding all these little nuances, and just I love it. I love that album.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
And I had, you know, my favorite at first was Cherry Medicine, but then I went from Cherry Medicine to Fighting for Life. And then after
Yeah.
Fighting for Life, I was like, oh my God, I love 10,000 Volts, you know? And then I played that till it was like
Yeah.
crazy, you know, till I didn't want to hear it anymore kind of thing. And just I love it. I love the album, you know, and not because oh, it's a note to me kind of thing. It really is great.
It is
Um,
good. It is really good.
I saw a video of Ace where he was talking about Life of a Stranger, and he was worried about doing the song because he was afraid that he wouldn't be able to pull it off vocally. Well, let him know that, oh my God, did he pull that off? It is my favorite song on the album.
I
It's
can't
like nothing
believe
he's ever done.
I can't believe I forgot to mention that one. I remember when he was thinking about doing it, and he let me listen to the original, and I was like, I don't know. I can't picture it, but how are you going to acify it, right? Like, but my God, it is great. It is
Yeah.
such a great cover.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know that song existed until we watched the movie. And he's like, you know, I really like that song. You know, I love the modulations, and
Right.
boy, he killed it.
Yeah.
I love
Oh
it.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I can't believe I forgot to mention that one. That
Great
was
song.
like great tune.
Lara, and if I remember well, you're a kind of a complete artist because you sing too, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I remember you sang on some of the Origins tunes,
Yes.
and on this one on 10,000 volts. So you are on Constantly Cute, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I do love to sing. I do sing, but you know, not professionally or anything crazy like that. But once he discovered that I could, he wanted, you know, me to
of course, to be
collaborate
part of it, right?
and be part of it. And I was more than happy. It's so much fun. It's something I've never done before. Again, you know, just another thing that I get to do. So yeah, I mean, you know, just even doing just backup and harmonizing. It's so much fun.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Love it. Love
I
it.
came up with that title. I didn't know I came up with that title, but I had come up with the title. I didn't even realize. You know, it was just something I said to him, and he was like, "Oh my God, that is a great title for a song." And I'm like, "It is?" He's like, "Yes, I'm going to write I'm going to write a song to that title." I'm like, "Oh my
Oh,
God,
cool.
okay." So it was, yeah. I mean, I told him I thought he looked constantly cute, and he was like, "Shut up. Don't say another word." Yeah, it was us getting ready to go out. We were going out to dinner, and he asked me, "How do I look? You think I look okay in this?" I'm like, "You look. Are you kidding? You look so cute. You're constantly cute." And
Boom! Right
that
on.
was it. The story, God, oh my God.
Oh
That's
my
why
God.
he's like, "You got to sing on that one, and you have to." So yeah.
Lara,
Love
I
it.
gotta tell you, I've been with my girlfriend for 10 years now, and we don't have a song together.
Mm.
We do now. It's constantly cute.
Oh,
You're
Yeah.
kidding.
really?
Yeah, played it in the car on the way to Plattsburgh, and I go, honey, this is our song. This is
Oh,
your
it is
song.
a good song
It
to
is. It's
dedicate to the
fantastic.
girl. It
Yes.
really is. I mean,
Love.
they say, oh, like the lyrics might be a little young or whatever. So what? That
Oh man.
Whatever.
what?
Whatever.
What? We're all young at heart,
That's right.
Exactly.
right?
It's
You're
so
young
That's
at
right.
catchy.
heart. It's cute. It's catchy, and I love it.
Love it.
Like I said, it's like you just mentioned another one, but I move
It's
down the line,
changing.
guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
It
changing
Yeah.
every
changes
day.
every time.
Yeah. So Lara, what does the future hold for you? So where is your art going to take you?
Oh God, I want to do a show. So that is where my focus is right now, and it's in the works. And that's why I'm in like the middle of a paint storm here.
Okay.
I need pieces. I need originals. So, which is one of the reasons why I'm not really selling original work anymore. And although I have one that I need to, they paid me and I have to paint it for them, and I am going to give it to them. It's their dog, so obviously, but um, even that customer said, I will lend it to you when your show is ready. You can have it. I just want to be able to have as many pieces as possible, build my body of work, and do shows. Like, not, I mean, I have my sights on several places, but yeah, I want to get away from the vendor's table.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's where I started, but now I want
Time to
evolve.
move on. That's right.
Yeah, I'm evolving.
Nice. And is there anything that you haven't done that you would love to do artistically?
Wow. I would love to paint a large, like one of the biggest canvases. I want to do a canvas that is like where I need to walk from side to
Oh
side
yeah.
Oh, yeah?
That's cool.
yeah. Not it's a mural, I guess, because I have painted murals, but you can't take a mural with you. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's on the
Yeah.
wall. You can't take
Right.
it. So
Right.
I would love to paint something big and just impressively big. Something that I can just pour my entire soul onto and look at it for years and years to come. I want to cover all my walls with my art. I want
Nice.
my house to look like a museum. That's
Nice.
really what
Beautiful.
I'm aiming to do that.
Nice.
But I guess I've grown up in the arts. Like I love the arts. Like I love music. Music is like, oh my
Yeah,
God.
that's who you are.
In
That's
me.
right.
It's who I am.
Yeah.
And I love all kinds of music. I danced for many years. I love dancing. I just anything that I can express myself creatively, I'm all in.
Through art.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah, I'm all in.
One final question before we close the curtain on this episode. I love reading your philosophical quotes online. And like I said, I'm a high school teacher. What would you like to say to my 16 and 17-year-old students?
Be unapologetically you. And I think that's so important because kids, even 16, 17-year-olds are very, they are impressionable. And they go online, they watch TV, they want to, I want to be just like that person or whatever. You know what? No. There's only one you. Work on that person. So that when, take all your experiences and become the best version of yourself. Because at the end of the day, you can't be anybody else. You can only be yourself. And another thing I would say, you know what? Take whatever anybody says to you with a grain of salt. Don't let anybody try and make you someone that you're not. Okay. I mean, the peer pressure out there is beyond.
Yeah.
So be strong enough to know when to say no, when to say yes. And because personality goes a long way and character is even bigger. And they're at that time in their lives now that they're in their character building stage, and there's a lot to be said for that. There's, try not to, as much as possible. I think family is so important too. Spend as much as time, as much time as you can with your grandparents, your parents, wise beyond their years. You can learn so much from your family, and they love you. If you're going to take advice or listen to anybody, you want to listen to the people who brought you into this world. So
very nice.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Very nice.
What a way to wrap up, the episode. And it shows actually what you just said, about family and all of that. It shows who you are. It shows your roots, because, coming from a Greek family, you can tell that that's one of the most important things. And you have no idea, Lara, how happy we are to have you on the show. It was it was a true pleasure. It was an enriching, experience to get to know you. And we're gonna be at one of Ace's shows, and hope to see you there.
Oh my
meet you in
God,
person.
absolutely!
That would be awesome.
Inbox me and let me know. I would love to come out and see you guys. Absolutely. Which show?
Vermont. The Vermont show on the 30th.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah, I'm going to those.
Oh, fantastic.
Because Vermont is cool.
Oh, yeah. It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Thank you so
much.
No,
absolutely. Reach out. And I just want to say a question. Where are you from? You have such a thick, you have an accent. You remind me of.
Yeah, I'm from Argentina, and but my father is Italian. So I moved to Canada about 20 years ago, but I come from Buenos Aires. Yeah.
Oh, Buenos Aires. Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, my parents have a super big accent, and I love it. It's like, even my mother says, no, I like my accent. I never wanted to change. She's been in the United States for 40 years. She lived here. Just came off the boat.
Beautiful.
So never. People love my accent. I'm keeping it. All right.
That's part of who you are. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah. It really is. So it was a pleasure, both of you. You were great, and I felt like really comfortable. I felt like I was hanging out with you guys in your awesome rooms there with Kiss and everything.
Thank you so much.
It's everywhere.
Feel the same way.
Oh no!
Thank you.
Like Claudia was saying, it was a true honor to have you on the show, and your relatability, your philosophies. You're so down to earth. It really comes across on the screen. And this episode is what this podcast is about. It's about positivity. Mm-hmm. It's called the Kiss Army Nation podcast, but it's not always about Kiss. Kiss is a springboard to other things, Yes. And if it wasn't for Kiss, there's so many people we wouldn't have met. We wouldn't have had an opportunity to talk to you and learn about you. Mm-hmm. And hopefully our listeners are going to learn something from this episode, because you had so much amazing things to say, and you wear your heart on your sleeve, and you're just an incredible person, and we really hope to meet you on the 30th.
Thank you so much. I'm humbled. Thank you. Well, I really appreciate all your words, and that was really sweet. Thanks. It was fun. I had fun.
That's good. That's beautiful. That's what it is.
I love to talk. I'm a gabber. You're going to be editing a lot. All right.
All right. So, to the Kiss Army, we hope you enjoyed this episode. If you have any questions, comments, or ideas, please send them to talktome@kissarmynationpodcast.com. Until the next time, remember, never stop rocking. Take care, everyone. If you enjoyed this episode, check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and X. You can watch us on YouTube or listen to us on Podomatic, Spotify, iHeartRadio, or wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. This is about you, so please like and subscribe to support the amazing guests we have on the show. See you soon, Kiss Army.